Here we go.
Pretty likely, I feel like, with everything that constantly keeps getting delayed. What is up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to another episode of What the Fanboy. My name is Luke, and I am joined by Mr. Tyler.
I am Mr. Tyler, and this is the beautiful Brett Eiton.
What's up?
What up?
Guys, I might have a skunk in my backyard.
So when we were
Run
working,
away.
Is it gonna
when we were working on
attack us?
Studio 2.0, I kind of smelled something.
Well, so, yeah, we've kind of been smelling it, like, all weekend, and our neighbors came over this evening and were like, hey, when we're near the corner of the yard, like, the corner is where it smells the worst.
So you're just gonna blame all your farts on the skunk?
Yeah, for sure.
So are you gonna shoot it?
Well, I don't know. It's, like, behind a shed where we've kind of let weeds grow up, so I'm really nervous to just go digging in there.
Sounds fun. I'll let you worry about that.
Yeah, that sounds like a you problem, my man.
All right, well.
If I get sprayed by a skunk walking out your front door, though, I'm gonna need your insurance.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm just gonna need all the tomato juice you got.
And we're gonna do the tomato bats here,
Yes.
Sounds good.
not at home. Deal?
I don't blame you for that.
Deal.
Kind of sounds exciting. It'd be a new adventure.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're back.
We are back.
It's been an interesting week.
I should
has
be tired.
been.
Yeah. What are you guys up to this week? Did you guys do anything fun
We
besides studio stuff? Do
I was
you
gonna
watch
say-
anything?
So if you don't follow us on social media, you may not know this. We mention Studio 2.0 occasionally. Right now we're just kind of out in my living room area.
Your house is a construction zone.
It is constantly a construction zone. But yeah, Luke and Tyler came over. You can go check out our Instagram reel. I put together a little Instagram reel.
You can see my dance moves.
Yeah.
Did
You,
you
can
put
see
trailer
them
music
actually
over it?
working.
I put it's a I don't know, it's some song. It says something about shake that body when Luke's dancing. That's why I chose it.
I think that's the exact move I did. Because I had a paint roller in my hand.
So that was a lot of fun. Yeah. So,
did that
hopefully
thing
here
everywhere.
soon once we
I was covered in paint by the end of the day.
get some carpet installed and get stuff set up in there, we'll be in our more permanent home.
Yup.
I'm excited. That's going to be
too.
a lot of fun.
It's gonna be awesome.
I'm excited just to have stuff behind us again.
I know. It's kind of
I need my X-Wings.
we exist in this dark void, and it'll still be a dark void, but it'll be a decorated dark void
That's right.
with maybe some LEDs or neon lights.
We
or,
exist in a space right now, but I love it. No, I'm excited for that to be done.
Yeah.
Ready to get moved over.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Anything else, Tyler?
Oh, I did several things.
Oh, go for it.
So Madden 21 released last week. It is now Metacritic's worst reviewed game ever, and I'm here to tell you that if you like Madden, you're gonna like Madden 21. The new addition this year, the Yard, is actually a ton of fun, and it brings a side of Madden that we've not really gotten before, in that it's kind of arcadey. You can have a little more fun. The rules are a little ridiculous. You can throw the ball like 7 times in one play if you want. Like it's crazy, but it's a lot of fun. You can swag your character out. There's prototypes that you level up to be more effective in different situations. Overall, I'm really enjoying Madden. I look forward to playing more of it. I've completed the first season of my franchise. I won the Super Bowl somehow.
Wow.
With the Bears?
No. With the Washington football team. My franchise. My face
It's
of the
even more
franchise,
surprising.
I'm on the Bears. Yeah,
Right?
it was tough, but it was really fun. I also finished book 3 of the Themis Files trilogy. That one is called Only Human.
The Fenderson Files?
The Themis Files.
Oh, okay.
Written by Sylvain Nouvel. It's written in the vein of like interviews and news articles is how the story is told, and it's about it's a first contact story that takes place over 3 books. The first 2 books were incredible. The third book kind of lost its way a little bit, I think. It kind of got into this, here's my political worldviews kind of thing. And then the third act of the book was incredible. So it kind of takes a little bit of a nosedive there, but the end is worth it. The juice is worth the squeeze. Overall, the trilogy is probably fanboy worthy, I'd say.
What kind of juice?
Orange juice. I'm kind of surprised this isn't a movie, to be honest with you. Like I don't know if it ever will become a movie or if it will become a TV show or if the rights have even been purchased. I'd have to look it up. But if you like giant robots and aliens and stories of world conquest, you'll probably find some enjoyment in this. Unfortunately, my favorite character does not survive the 3 books, so I was pretty upset by that. I also started my next book, which will take me into my next thing. I started Lovecraft Country, the novel, because we all started watching Lovecraft Country, the show.
We did.
I was like, man, this is a really cool premise. I want to read the book. And I started reading the book, and I was like, oh, we're going to do that in this show. Okay. So the show is going to be, like, we have not seen anything weird yet. I thought we had in episode 2. No, it's not weird
Not
yet.
even close.
They showed a lot in episode 2.
Yeah, they did. But for those who are watching Lovecraft Country, I would like to point out that episode 2, we kind of all, I think, agreed that it felt really weird, just how much happened. This show is like a collection of stories that take place over a long time. So like each episode or 2 could be one contained story within the overall story, rather than like this happens, which leads to this, which leads to this, which leads to this. Like there's a bunch of different stories that they're going to tell throughout the season. And there will be a through line that connects them all. We just don't know what that is yet. Really enjoying that show as well as the book. And that's about all I did. I'm sure I did something else, but I can't remember. I watched Hard Knocks on HBO Max.
Was it good?
Yeah. It's kind of cool seeing how the NFL and training
the
camps
Rams?
It's the Rams and Chargers both.
Okay.
So it goes back and forth. It's kind of interesting seeing how the NFL is handling COVID. And like they show like the Zoom meetings and so it's really funny. But man, those dudes.
I was wondering when you're gonna get up. The cat is going berserko. You have a door, kitty cat. You can leave whenever you want.
No, the show's good.
Look at that cutie. Oh,
Poor kitty cat.
he just wants to hang out.
You can't really see him.
You have
There
to get
go.
in the lights. I wanna be in the light.
He wants to watch Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks is cool, man. You should watch it
He has his
if you're a
own.
football fan.
I built him a cat door, and he just sits in front of the regular human door and meows until I come and open it.
Well, you gave him a human name. That's your fault.
That's a good point. I can only
You've
blame myself.
confused him.
Clearly.
But no, that's about all I've done. I've kind of spent most of my time on Madden, so.
Sweet. Go ahead.
Sorry. I'll jump in. You have like a new thing to
Yeah.
review,
Yeah.
so we'll save that for last. I've been having fun playing Apex Legends. The new season is really pretty good. They made some minor changes here and there. I think all of them are good changes. I'm still getting used to the shorter TTK in the end game because the higher level armor is not nearly as good as it used to be.
I did play a little bit of that. I didn't mention it, but
It does make. I think it makes it's hard to be out-kitted. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Mhm.
Like I can go in with almost anything and feel like I'm gonna perform well in the final fight.
I think the
If I
biggest
can get there.
the biggest adjustment is I like that they're encouraging fiting.
Mm-hmm.
Like because to level up your armor, you
Yeah,
have
with
to fight, and if you get to the final
shields.
circle with bad shields, you're gonna struggle.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, you can camp all game long, but when you get to the final circle, everybody's gonna have better armor than you, and it's going to be really difficult. So it kind of encourages you to move to go fight people. I think it's a good change.
Yep, agreed. Stephanie and I started watching What We Do in the Shadows. That is a really funny show.
Have you seen the movie?
No, I haven't seen the movie. And we're like 3 episodes in, so we're still kind of figuring out what all's going on. But I really enjoy it. That's over on Hulu. It's like The Office, but for modern day vampires who are lazy. It's great. Written by Taika Waititi, so of course humorous is, and you can hear his kind of comedy, his voice in the characters. Lovecraft Country episode 3, I give it a thumbs up. Like Tyler was saying, I think it was a lot better than the second episode.
A dip in episode 2, but it rose back up in episode 3.
It's interesting that it's almost more of it feels a little bit more of a hybrid of a classic like narrative story, and yet it's like anthology in some aspects, in that like it's not directly one event after the other. Seems like there's time. So it was good. Is the cat now underneath the table? Okay. The Podcat is just all over this today. I watched the first 2 episodes of The Vow. That's a documentary series on HBO about a cult.
Ooh, cults.
Yeah.
Cults are fun.
And it's really good.
So it's a lot different than the Channing Tatum movie?
Yeah, yes. It does a really good job of, like, in the first episode, setting you up to be like, okay, I can see how people would get sucked into, like, this sounds good. Like, I get it. Like, I get why people are... And then at the very end of that episode, they just drop this, like, knowledge thing. Like, this... Oh, maybe there's something messed up going on. And then they spend the second... It's really good.
Is it about the cult that the Smallville chick leads?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
When does Channing Tatum show up?
He's not in there yet.
Maybe season 2?
Maybe. Nexium, I think, is the...
That sounds right.
It's weird because they don't spell it out. It's like...
Is Tom Cruise in it?
N-I-X...
Isn't it like Scientology related?
No.
I feel like Scientology was involved in this whole thing.
It has some similar... I mean, it's like on some degree, like a lot of cults are kind of about like self-help and becoming your best self, and on its face. That's why I brought you two here tonight, to talk to you about
what about
what
the
you can achieve
130 other nights.
if you... No, just tonight.
I'm not joining your cult.
Oh, okay.
I might.
Oh.
I'll need convincing, but I'll listen.
Okay.
Cool.
Here's $10,000.
Yes, that's... Throw down some collateral. And then the final thing I did was watch The Way Back, which was a movie released earlier this year.
Before everything happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like right
before.
Yeah, so it didn't do great in theaters, but it's a small movie.
It reviewed really well.
It did, and it does not surprise me. I really like this movie. This is Ben Affleck starring in it as kind of a...
Himself.
Kind of as himself? Well, that's what's weird about it. It's like...
It's not funny, Tyler. It's kind of funny.
I don't know how much of his performance was driven by his own experience. I imagine quite a bit. That's just because we hear so much about people's lives these days.
He's really just getting in character.
Right, yeah. He's very
Wow,
method.
so method.
Yeah.
Incredible.
But yeah, he's kind of an alcoholic loner down on his luck.
Not funny.
Who
No wonder Zack Snyder casted this guy.
has the opportunity to coach basketball at his old high school when the previous coach has a heart attack. He's gonna make a full recovery. It's fine.
Oh, okay. I was like, dude, that's super morbid. Hey, our coach is dying, but you used to be a star here, and you have a drinking problem. Come write your life at our school.
So it's certainly not a... I would say it's not that much of an uplifting movie. It's not depressing, but it's not this
It's like, hey, this is.
It's not like halfway through you're like, everything's roses, because you keep finding out stuff about the characters that like explain why they're in the positions they're in, right? Like why it's why is Ben Affleck the way he is? Why is he separated from his wife? What are these other circumstances? But I think, I think this is a great performance by Ben Affleck. I think it's really good editing. I am all in for like the melodramatic piano music soundtrack, and this movie is full of it. So I ate that all up. And it is kind of sold. I feel like it's sold a little bit more as a Remember the Titans or kind of this underdog sports movie where it's like he's going to come back, he's going to coach this team. And it's way less about the team. It's a very important in the second and third act, the team. But it is more, I think, about him as a character and who he is. And they do that mirror thing where it's like, okay, the team's kind of in a bad place too, and how do they help each other and grow and learn from each other?
Classic.
And it's got I think a fairly satisfying yet realistic ending, which I really appreciated because it wasn't super like
I'm gonna go conquer the world.
everything's amazing, right? Like, but it also wasn't super sad. So,
how does it feel pacing wise? Because like I noticed the runtime I think is like just under 2 hours, which to me, based on what I've like the synopsis and kind of what you see in trailers, is like that seems short.
No, I don't think it. I actually think it felt pretty well paced. They do kind of rush through, and this is what I'm talking about when I say that it's more character, less sports. A lot of the sports stuff is kind of in montage mode, so it's just kind of like, hey, we'll show a shot from a game, and then we'll show like the score kind of like fades in, and then it fades out into another game, and then the score fades in and fades out, and that's kind of how their season goes.
So it's like chunks of.
So you
season.
see the very beginning of the season and the very end of the season, and they kind of yada yada through some stuff, like how they kind of montage through the team's struggle of becoming better. They also kind of move quickly through some of Ben Affleck's character triumphs, is what I'll call them. It's him conquering his addictions, because it takes a long time for the movie to actually like get you to the dark. Like, you kind of expect like maybe mid of the movie there's like, oh, it's a really low point, but it feels pretty good for the most part, and then something happens where he just gets in a lot of trouble, and there's some really bad consequences. But that doesn't happen until in the third act.
Back on the sauce.
So, but to answer your question about pacing, it certainly doesn't feel, I don't think it feels short, but there are aspects of it that do feel maybe a little glossed over, for the sake of focusing on his character more than some of the other things. Yeah, no, but I liked it a lot. I give it a fanboy worthy. It does have quite a bit of swearing in it, so if you're not into that, it's rated R, but only for swearing. There's no nudity or anything grotesque
it's probably like cussing and
that's
like
one of the
alcoholism.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of alcoholism, it's for a like a Catholic school. So there's like a priest or a chaplain who goes with the team, who's like Ben Affleck's like on the court, like, that's such a bleepy bleep bleep call, ref. And there's some interaction between him and the chaplain that's if you grew up in a conservative area, like I don't know, like for me it was relatable. It was like, oh, like he said a bad word. That would not have been allowed at our school. It would have been, I didn't even go to a Christian school, but
Smaller school.
small town.
I got called some things in high school sports and college sports.
Yeah.
I would not repeat them.
That's good. So that was the
Call you a jerk.
that was the last thing I did.
We'll go with that.
Luke, what did you do?
That would have been the nicest thing anybody said to me.
Hey, Tyler, you're a jerk.
Thanks, man.
I did a lot this week. So a movie that I had been wanting to watch for a while, and I finally got around to it, was John Carpenter's The Thing. That movie's fantastic. I love the ending. I love how in that movie you really never know who's a monster, even at the end. Have you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
Love it. I thought it was really, really well done.
That's why I did this.
I can see that on that side of your face. Watch Lovecraft Country. So 2 horror things. I shouldn't have watched Lovecraft
Look at you
Lovecraft
go.
Country last though, right before I went to bed.
Yeah, they definitely leaned
I'm
more
a-
into the horror stuff this week. For
I'm
sure.
weak, and I gotta watch all these ghosts attack these people in their house. And it's like, oh man, I don't like this. But it was good. It was really good. The big thing that I did this week, though, I'm having trouble speaking this week, guys. It's gonna be a long episode.
You got this.
You can do it.
Was this week, and Bill and Ted 3 came out, so I watched all 3 of them.
Nice.
I had only seen the first one, Excellent Adventure, but I was like, you know what, I might as well watch it. Face the Music, which is the newest one, you can rent it for $20, buy it for $25, or on Vudu they had all 3 of them on sale for $30 or $35, I don't know. So I was just like, you know what, whatever. I just bought all 3, so now I can have them. And I am very, very pleased with my decision. Bogus Journey is my favorite line out of all 3 of them. I won't repeat it, so it won't be ruined. But
Appreciate it.
as for Face the Music, I gotta say, it's a long-delayed sequel that was done right, which is really nice. It's more Blade Runner, not in tone or anything, just in success, and not Zoolander 2 or Dumb and Dumber 2. I really, really, really had a great time watching this. I think a part of that might be because I binged watched all of them. I don't know if watching it just 20 years later without revisiting the first 2, if it would have that similar impact. I still think you'll like it if you've seen the first 2. If you don't enjoy the first 2 or you haven't seen them, just don't even bother. I don't think you'll care or think anything is funny, because what is funny about these movies is they're stupid. Like, it's 2 extremely lovable, dim-witted characters, and they're the exact same as they were in the first 2 movies, and it's fantastic that they just haven't changed at all. And it's where a lot of the warmth from this last movie comes from, is from Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter. They're so good, and the ability they have to go back into those characters, especially now that Keanu Reeves is this like soft-spoken, quiet, cold-blooded killer in John Wick. It's like, it's cool to see him go back to this, whoa, that's crazy, man. Like, party on, dudes. Character. And to see them go back to that was really, really cool. So they're great. And then also they added new characters in, some kind of taking roles of past characters, like Rufus, the actor who played Rufus, passed away a while back now. But for this movie, they got, I'll bring up IMDb. I can't remember her first name. Kristen Shale to play his daughter, who kind of takes the Rufus role, and she does really good. The princess wives are back, and I was really glad to see them. And also in Bogus Journey, just they didn't toss that out. You know, it's just another kind of dumb thing in this universe. Like, yeah, their wives are from the years 1410. Have you guys seen the first ones?
Yeah.
I've seen the first one.
Okay. Highly recommend you finish the trilogy.
I will.
And then two other characters are Bridget Lundy Payne, who plays Billy, who's Bill's daughter, and you have Samara Weaving playing Thea, who's Ted's daughter.
Nice.
And they are
I
fantastic.
love Samara Weaving.
She's really great. She's gonna make some good movies, man, because she can act.
Yeah.
And it's weird to see her in Ready or Not, and then this, and probably if you seen Guns Akimbo too, that's like 3 completely different roles.
Yeah. Have you watched Guns Akimbo yet?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
It's on Prime, so I could really watch it at any time.
Yeah, I bought it.
Death is back. It's so good. Oh man. But my favorite thing about this movie was really 2 things. There's no other movie or movie series or maybe TV show that just has completely good characters. Like even I guess the villain in the first 2 is Bill's dad, because he's just a like, oh, you're a failure, you're gonna go to military school type dad, and that's just it's what the plot originates from. It's like, we got to get an A on this, so I don't go to military school and we can be in a band.
Right.
But like that's as bad as they get. But in this, like, Bill and Ted keep running into themselves, and they keep running into characters like death, or they go to hell and they go to heaven, and all these things. These wild things are happening. They're just like, hey, what's up? As they're talking to Satan, maybe. Like, I just love how the 2 characters are so roll with it.
Yeah.
They just go.
Whatever's happening, they're just like, okay, yeah. And there's a character in this movie, Dennis, if you've seen it, best character in the whole movie. He's a new character, and I don't want to say anything new or too much about him because he was a surprise.
A pleasant surprise, you say.
Dennis was killing me.
Is he
Love
a
it.
recognizable actor?
No.
Okay.
But he was fantastic, and I feel like he's the first time that they've ever reacted like, come on, dude, like, let's do this quest we're on. Stop talking so much. Where most of the time they're so go with the flow, do whatever, like, yeah, whoa, all the time. Whoa. The other thing that I really, really liked was how good this movie made me feel at the end. The big thing with this entire franchise has been these two kids are going to save the universe with their band, with a song. And this is where everything has led to. And I really, really appreciated how that comes to be. If you could probably guess what happens, and it kind of is that, but the hard part about it is, how do you make a song that everybody in the universe is going to like?
Right.
It's impossible. But the way it works out, the song works out, I was like, really, really like that. Also, Kid Cudi, loved his role. Fantastic. I would give it a fanboy worthy if you've seen the first 2 and you like the first 2. I think you'll really enjoy this. But yeah, if you haven't seen them and you don't want to see them or you don't like them, just ignore it. You'll be fine. Also love how this movie was made super cheap and it still kind of has those bad effects, but also has way better effects. Like the phone booth looks fantastic, but there's like some times are in the future and you can tell they're on a green screen and it looks super weird, kind of like the originals, but it also still looks a lot better because you don't have like weird black lines. Also, thank you for fixing the costumes in the future. That is the worst part about Bug's Journey, when they're like wearing the styrofoam. Oh, what was that choice? Come on, man. But yeah, really, really good stuff. I think people should check it out if they've been wanting to watch it. I think it's worth money.
It's just VOD right now, right?
Yeah, it's just it might be in theaters some places.
True.
It just depends where.
Where?
But this is a good one for VOD.
Yeah. Good. Flip it on, sit on the couch, eat some popcorn, and just have fun.
Turn off your head, be excellent, and party on. That's
nice.
all you gotta do.
I'm here for that.
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.
I love it.
Great. It cracked my top 5 actually of the year.
Nice.
I have not seen a lot of movies this
Have
year.
you seen more than 5?
Yes. I think I've seen 15.
Nice. Over in the chat, Leroy says he loved Bill and Ted as a kid. So, sounds like you need to watch it too, Leroy.
And yes, I'm super tired.
I also I thought it was really cool. This one kind of combines the first movie and the second movie. I mean, it's the same. All 3 movies are the exact same. Mm-hmm. But this one takes aspects of the first one, like with the phone booth stuff, and it takes the aspects of the second one with the going to hell and the heaven stuff, and kind of combines it into
One movie.
the third movie.
Sweet.
And yeah, Dennis and the kids really elevated this movie, I think, too. Good stuff. I might watch it again. If I want to feel good.
Well, I'm glad
That's
you
it.
enjoyed it.
Should we talk about news? Is that it?
I think so.
I feel like somehow, despite the fact that I even last week was like, I can't wait to talk about Gamescom stuff.
I have seen 15 movies.
Oh, nice.
I nailed that.
I don't feel like we got a lot out of Gamescom, so maybe we should just
Gamescom sucked.
Yeah, Gamescom
hit
was
those first.
terrible.
I guess.
Oh, man. Thankfully, I work at a place where it's okay that I can, follow that on my phone.
Yeah.
Gosh. I just wanted to turn it off. Once the Destiny stuff went away, I turned it off. I didn't care about Ratchet and Clank, which means I watched 2 hours of it still. But
I thought Ratchet and Clank looked good.
I should have
not
watched
a
it just to
huge-
see PS5 stuff.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
It was pretty impressive how, but again, I don't know how much of that.
Is in-engine?
Well, so supposedly it's all in engine, but vertical slices like that are so often. There's just so many tricks and mirrors just to get what you see
To look right.
to look right. There's at this point, because of where we're at, there's a chance that is they just pulled that out of that build out of a working version of the game. There's also a chance that they're like, hey, we have this
built
level
it for it,
and we
yeah.
built it. It's part of the game, but it's literally we're gonna cut back on everything else. Who knows? I don't remember when that was. Was that a launch title?
Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah.
I think so.
If it's a launch title, then that's probably pretty accurate to what the
What
actual.
you'll
They're
game
talking
will
about
be.
it so much. I feel like it.
It almost
has
has
to
to be.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Halo keeps talking about Halo Infinite, but
Good point.
we got a not Gamescom related, but we did get the Monster Energy double XP things have kind of been leaking out.
Yeah, there's one at my work.
Yeah,
Should I buy it?
Well, so they said buy them now and you can bank them so that when the game comes out, you can use them then.
I saw one at work today, and I was like, man, I haven't had an energy drink in forever. I'm super tired.
If
And
it
it's
wasn't
Halo
Monster,
Infinite, and I was like, yeah, I don't care. Halo's not coming out anytime soon, so
yeah, sad day.
Save your money.
maybe I'll buy it for Brett.
Yeah. Okay, so they're the rest of my Gamescom reveals are nothing. Luke mentioned Destiny 2 Stasis. We got to finally see the
Looks
Stasis
good.
powers.
I'm excited.
It looks good. Couple more months, November
10th?
10, something like that.
Right before Cyberpunk, 2 days before Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk will probably get delayed again.
Yeah, inevitably, right?
The other thing that stood out to me was we got some incredible Godfall footage.
Like the 15 seconds?
Maybe. I could not believe they got Jeff Keighley up there going, and another game coming out soon. It's Godfall. Check it out. And then you have this 12-second clip of this guy just dodging and slashing. No music, no commentary, and then it's just over. 12 seconds at the most, maybe.
Well, it was actually 12 seconds. I watched it. And I think I texted you guys. I was like, wait, was this only 12 seconds? Like, am I missing? I found it on Twitter.
Did I just see a little clip
I thought
from
they
it?
messed
No.
up. I thought the
it was,
feed like jumped forward or something. I was like, man, I must have been behind.
So I have a question about Godfall, and I don't know if it's just because I haven't seen anything, but are people like actually excited for it?
Yeah.
Really?
I think so. There's enough of that like Monster Hunter crowd that's really into the RPG hack and slash, build your character the way you want game that I think that it serves them.
They do
That
know
audience.
that like Monster Hunter World is out and it's fantastic, right?
Yeah. But this is next gen. It's pretty.
I mean, Monster Hunter World is pretty on current gen, but
Pretty awesome.
Hey, people just want to be excited. That's why I keep trying to be excited about Halo. We just want to be excited about something.
The game came out last year, and I'm still trying to be excited about it. Anthem.
Oh,
I know. Jeez, people, calm
hey,
down.
I've been playing Anthem with cleats. Apparently,
indeed.
that's a review I read on Madden.
Hey, I got a question.
Yes.
Do you think a sports game will ever merge into a game as a service?
You mean with like a season pass and stuff, or battle pass type thing?
That and then just
like
you
it's
keep
once-
updating it, and then maybe you'll pay for an upgrade as instead of buying Madden 22.
I think it's too lucrative.
Yeah,
But then-
they make way too much money.
But like if you make people buy coins and then season passes and you upgrade 30 to 40 or $60 depending on what special version you want.
In theory, I think it makes a ton of sense, but I don't think we'll ever go there, unfortunately. It should, but it's not a consumer
I feel
friendly.
like
It's not a maker friendly. What am I looking for? It's not a dollar friendly model for them.
I feel like you could do some really good stuff with that, even with a battle pass.
They have like a season pass thing.
Here's the retro uniforms.
That's what they have in this one. It's there. Like there are things like it, and there's daily challenges, and the yard kind of fills that void.
They should, and then like you can have an emote wheel for when you score.
That's in there.
Can you pick certain celebrations that are
They
like,
haven't added them yet, but I'm guessing they're coming.
like you can do this one and it's lame, or you can do
assign
these
it.
ones
So-
and it's a 15-yard penalty because of the
Oh
excessive
yeah, they don't
celebration.
do that. But the way it works is like if you make a big play, it pops up and it's like, do you want to flex? Do you want to dance? Do you want to do your signature move, or do you want to celebrate with your teammates? I'm assuming you're going to be able to slot things in for the yard at some point. If they don't, it's a huge missed opportunity. But I do like that idea, though. I do wish.
I just feel
Madden-
like
it would just be Madden, and then you update the rosters and update the gameplay little by little.
and then once it's been 5 years, maybe less, maybe more, I don't know. It's like, all right, this is the next Madden. The engine's a little worn.
Yeah.
So here we go with Madden 2.
Well, so speaking of engines, the one takeaway I got from Gamescom was the Call of Duty trailer.
Oh, yes.
And Treyarch is making Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
It's Black Ops 2.
It's Black Ops 1.5. And they are using the old engine again.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they're not using the Modern Warfare engine. They're going backwards.
Good for them. Maybe
First-
they'll save on file space.
God,
I find that super weird because I also thought that it looked good.
Oh, I'm
maybe
sure
I
they
just-
can. They
It's
can
probably polished.
They can, yeah, they can up the graphics and stuff. And
Okay.
make
I
the
thought maybe it was
resolution
just because I was
look
watching it on my phone. Little.
No, yeah, they're going back to the previous engine, previous gunplay, which is crazy because I think Modern Warfare, the best thing about it is the gunplay now. Like they've made it much better.
That is really funny, actually.
Yeah,
It's gonna be very interesting to see how Warzone
is integrated
into that.
I feel like they're gonna hurt a lot because Warzone takes a lot of people.
I don't know. They don't have as much competition this fall with Halo backing out, and
There's not a Battlefield.
there's not a Battlefront. Like the big players, honestly, it's Cyberpunk, maybe Destiny, but like
Destiny
Cyberpunk's
will
so
take
different.
a little slice out, but it won't be.
Well, no, but it doesn't need
Major,
to be.
yeah.
It's not. It's not trying to be the monolith that Call of Duty is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I am off the Call of Duty train this year. I honestly have like no interest in this one.
One of us.
I watched.
He'll be back eventually.
I
though.
know. I'm just
I watched
celebrating
the trailer
it
and
well.
I was like, nah, this doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed because this should have been the game that came out when Black Ops 2 did. I know everybody else in the world was super high on that game. I did not like it. That's one of the games that kicked me off COD for a long time.
Black Ops 2?
Yeah. Because it went futuristic, and I was like, don't know how I feel about this. And yeah, it should have. I always thought it should have been a direct sequel, continue the story, type thing.
How far into the future was Black Ops 2?
There was like robot drones and things flying around.
You have that mech, like that
You played as-
exosuit?
I think it was pre-Exosuit.
Or was that was
That was
advanced?
Black Ops 3 in Advanced Warfare. Yeah.
I think it was probably like 2025, and it came
That
out.
sounds right.
And I think you play as Mason's grandson or something.
What a week.
In any case, I'm kind of with you guys where nothing in this trailer stood out as, wow, this looks awesome. It's going to get me back on the train.
It looked like they were like, oh, we're going to be Spec Ops. And then, like, within 30 seconds, you're, like, blowing up places. You're like, yeah, you're really stealthy here. Good job.
I feel like the big draw is maybe not the big draw, but a lot of the draw might come from the fact that they're bringing back those characters from Black Ops 1. It's like,
If you're a campaign player, even. I mean, most people don't even touch the campaign.
remember the campaign? Here's the last one you played. That was a great campaign.
Oh, yeah. Black Ops campaign is really good.
The numbers, Mason, the numbers.
The other news that kind of dropped today in video game land is that we got confirmation that the PS5 will not become backwards compatible with PS1 through PS3 titles, which we all kind of expected since PS4 is not backwards compatible. But sounds like, I mean, they still kind of have said select PS4 titles will be. So, that you may be able to take some of the more popular games over to PS5.
So
you've got
if
them
you
for
want to keep
PS4.
playing some of those PS4 games, maybe don't sell your PS4,
Yep.
or else they're going to be gone forever.
Yeah, right.
But then if you do sell it, they'll just re-release the games on remastered editions. God of War remastered, Last of Us 2 remastered,
Yeah.
the Uncharted series remastered.
What other news we got?
It's a kind of a hybrid video game TV show news. It was announced that Netflix is going to be doing a Resident Evil series.
With 2 timelines. 2 series.
Netflix loves those timelines.
Ugh.
Hey.
So The
Sometimes a
Witcher showrunner's doing
timeline, sometimes a multiple timeline thing works really well. Haunting of Hill House had 2 timelines, and that is my favorite live action show on Netflix. Makes it sound better than it is. It's my second favorite show on Netflix. Voltron. So sometimes it works. However, then also you have stuff like The Witcher, which worked for everybody else except not us.
Ugh.
I think it's weird how they have to announce it.
Well, yeah, after the debacle that was The Witcher, you kind of have to. Because that was a disaster.
Yet still very popular, just not with us,
We're the 3 people that didn't like it.
right?
I didn't even hate it.
I kind of did.
I didn't like it, but I thought it was fine.
How am I doing? I'm auditioning for
You're
one
missing one word.
Well, yeah, I can't say that. I'm auditioning for the season 2 of The Witcher or the prequel when they have to have that random Witcher in the corner who's like, "You're gonna be like me one day."
Speaking of Netflix, they've kind of. I think we're seeing what the growth of the streaming industry is doing in terms of competition. You know, with Peacock having kind of a free version available, HBO Max really kind of hitting its stride.
Man,
Netflix,
how much longer are these cable shows or channels going to last?
my guess is more and more when we're going to try and do
Streaming services?
kind of like a CBS All Access style thing.
I wish you would have said that a little later.
Oh, sorry.
Save it.
Darn. But yeah, so Netflix, if you don't have Netflix and you're like, do I need Netflix? You probably don't.
How long until sports are on Netflix?
It's like the one thing it doesn't have.
I would bet within like a year.
Will they have like a live option?
Yeah.
For
Netflix
sports?
does have some of its original content out for free. So if you don't
I saw
have Netflix,
Stranger Things was on
Stranger Things, The Two Popes, Murder Mystery,
They
Bird
can do
Box.
Stranger Things though because literally everybody has seen Stranger Things.
Yeah. But the ones that kind of stood out to me was The Two Popes. That's a Academy Award nominated movie, and Our Planet, which is like a beautiful documentary. Like those two are definitely worth watching, even if you don't have Netflix. Just go find them for free.
Yeah, it's
'cause
Planet
they're
Earth.
Really good.
It's Netflix's version of Planet Earth,
Yeah.
which, heck yeah.
Yeah.
I love those shows, man. They're so good.
Yep. So yeah, no, I just thought that was interesting. I think we'll see more and more companies offer some of their originals for free, even if it's just limited time things, just to try and entice people to check it out for a month and then hopefully stay subscribed.
Speaking of streaming services, you kind of mentioned CBS All Access. They revealed or released a teaser for their Stephen King's The Stand limited series today. And it actually looks pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I've never read that book, but I watched the teaser and I was like, maybe I should read that because that looks awesome. But yeah, limited series, CBS All Access. I'm really glad that is something that will be on a streaming service because I feel like Stephen King's stuff doesn't always play well.
I think
for
even
network television.
CBS announced that some of their streamers are going to be on CBS to try and get them out of there, like Star Trek.
Oh yeah,
Discovery?
that would
Yeah.
be a good idea.
Yeah, because their stuff's expensive. They have a pretty
Yeah,
high
I
dollar
don't.
value.
I don't think CBS All Access is worth it at all.
Isn't it like $12?
Something like that.
It's pretty high. But no, that's pretty cool though.
It's probably worth it if you're way into Star Trek.
I was gonna say they do have a lot of Star Trek
Yeah.
content.
You wanna talk about that trailer?
I do. Yeah, I talked about Haunting of Hill House. I love that show. I own the director's cut on Blu-ray.
I too love that show. It's my favorite Netflix show.
That's your favorite?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh,
It is.
thought it'd be
It's very
Mindhunter.
good.
Mindhunter's probably number 2. Mostly because I know it's done.
No, there's still a chance. You
Making
just gotta
me sad.
believe. Just believe,
Maybe I
Tyler.
can get the Snyder cult to join me.
Save
in my way.
Mindhunter.
Yeah. Just like Save Swamp Thing.
You tried.
That died after like a
All right,
week.
all right. What's this
It,
trailer?
it
What's
worked
this
for
trailer?
like Lucifer and other things.
I can't keep these guys on track. I'm sorry.
It's relevant.
Shut up, Brett. Yeah, Haunting of Hill House sequel, kind of. Season 2. It's the Haunting of Bly Manor with some returning cast, but it's anthology. Totally new story. The trailer dropped today, and it looks really good. I'm super excited.
This looks scarier than season 1 to me.
I don't know, because I didn't actually watch the trailer for season 1, so I don't know what it looked like.
I thought the scares in this trailer were scarier than almost everything in season 1 of the show.
Dude, just that doll, just like, ah, dang it, I'm already scared.
Well, when it was like, "Are you ready for a ghost story?" I was like, "Ah, frick! Haunted houses are the worst." Like I know that's the point, but it just anytime you bring it back up, you're just like, oh no, do I have to? But
I-
you know you're gonna get great character work and a good story, so it's worth it.
Man, and Flanagan just kind of really does good horror.
Yeah.
Hill House, I Love to Doctor Sleep. That was like 2 things in 1 year that I was like, I didn't even know he was doing Doctor Sleep, and then his name popped up at the end, and I was like, that's the dude who did Hill House.
And I think he did a movie called Hush.
Yeah.
That's really popular amongst horror fans.
He did
I've never
Oculus.
seen it.
Haven't seen it, but I kind of want to see it.
Is that the one with the
I haven't
mirrors?
seen it,
yeah.
Yeah, if that.
Want to watch it, Brett?
Sure, why not?
I'll watch it.
I just
but-
cannot believe it's just so it makes my heart happy that Luke is like more and more excited about scary movies.
All I had to do was watch The Conjuring, and now everything's fine.
I've created a monster.
Created a monster under my bed.
I got Luke in. Now he's spreading his wings and flying.
Any other news?
I got one more. You got anything, Luke?
This is just a quick thing about DC Fandom.
Yeah.
Through kind of all the multiple places you could watch it, they had 22 million viewers worldwide.
Wow.
Crushed it.
That is insane.
And they got another one coming up.
Yeah, like, good job. And they put that together in like a month.
Yeah,
or
it was
less.
great.
And I know we didn't have any issues when we were watching. I imagine some people did, but
Oh, yeah.
but just really, really well done. Great outreach all across the world.
They did a great job promoting it, too. And they really didn't start promoting it until like 3 weeks before.
Yeah.
And then it was quiet. And then like the week of, they promoted the crap out of it.
Yeah, they did. Seeing even like trailers during like the NBA playoffs and everything, I was like, oh yeah, I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, it was cool.
But yeah, good job, DC.
All right. I'll get to my last news story because I think this is awesome. So I read a book earlier this year by Owen Colfer, who wrote the Artemis Fowl books, called High Fire. It was his first time writing for adults. It was a book about a dragon who drank vodka, watched Netflix, and was the last of his kind alive on Earth, which his family used to rule. In the book, he is named Vern, and he is hilarious. I'll have to go back and check, but I believe at one point in the book he says they'll make a show about me, and they'll cast Nick Cage to play me. And that's where we are today. Amazon is doing a Hi-Fire television show with Nick Cage voicing Vern the Dragon. In my notes, I just have ... yes, and the Donald Glover voice, because this is perfect. I don't know that they could have casted this any better.
I'm excited just to see Nick Cage.
Well, you won't see him, but
hear
yeah,
him.
yeah. I'm curious what they'll do for the kid who's going to play Squib. I hope they cast a good actor for it, because ultimately he's going to be the vehicle in which the story takes place through. Mm-hmm. So I hope they cast a good enough kid actor that it doesn't make the show hard to watch. Also, there's a character in this who reminds me of the young cop from Swamp Thing. It's the only person I could think of. He's kind of the villain in all of it. They could honestly even cast that dude, and he'd probably do good at it. But we'll see. I'm excited about this show, especially because I just read it. Mm-hmm. So I didn't think it was going to get made into anything, but
It's awesome.
here we are. That's all I got.
Oh, the Podcat coming after you again?
No, he's not coming after me.
He just chilling.
I don't want to kick him.
He likes this table. I don't know. For those of you who are watching, we switched back to the old podcast table.
I like this table too.
This one's way better. It was kind of in storage from the move, and it doesn't shake when we, barely touch it. But yeah, I think now I'm just kind of delaying the inevitable, which is a sad story. Our main topic, which is remembering Chadwick Boseman. Unfortunately, we got the news on August 28th from his official Twitter account that he had passed away from colon cancer, diagnosed in 2016, which means he made like 5 movies and he was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer, and like
It's pretty aggressive.
it's really aggressive,
Yeah.
and to do all that he did in the last 4 years of his career, with either stage 3 or stage 4, that's just incredible.
I think it just kind of, he did it right. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like he was diagnosed and he didn't take it and go, well, poor pitiful me. He took it and he's like, all right, well, now I'm just going to live it while I can. And, I know the clock's ticking, but I'm going to do everything in my power to bring joy to other people. And that just says a lot about his spirit. And I say that not knowing him.
Yeah. No, but you can see,
incredible.
like, there's, he did the Make-A-Wish type things where he would visit kids who were battling cancer. And
In between his chemo treatments.
Right.
That's insane.
To be that shining light while going through it yourself. And he kept it very private, which is totally fine. I 100% respect that decision. Yeah, like, what a beacon of light in a world, and unfortunately,
That's the reality of life.
it's the world's a little less bright now.
Yeah. Yeah, ABC did they showed Black Panther and then showed the tribute, and I went upstairs last night and Dana was watching Black Panther and I was like, oh, I'll sit down and watch it for a few minutes. And I'd kind of talked to you guys on Saturday. I was like, I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah.
And it was the first waterfall fight in that movie, and it's his like defiant moment where he's kind of assuming the role of the king by stating who he is while he's beating M'Baku, and I lost it, and I was like, I can't watch this. I can't get through it. So I had to get up and actually go downstairs. I could not watch the movie. I still don't think I can. It's going to take me some time.
I'm not even going to try.
Yeah.
Probably for a week.
Yeah.
When like it was announced, when it showed up on Twitter, once it started happening, everybody was like posting clips
Yeah.
from Black Panther, and then also from his most recent release of The Five Bloods.
Yeah.
And there is a scene in that movie. It's really the emotional climax, and I think I've watched it every time. Because every time it's just like, I can't do this. Why am I watching this again? Because he gives such a powerful performance in it, and just the things that he's saying and what's going on in that movie, it's tough. And I really encourage people to watch that movie. First of all, because it's really good. Chadwick Boseman is amazing. The whole cast is amazing. And then just what the characters, Delroy Lindo's character, what really he's going through, it's incredible to watch.
Yeah.
And it's relevant too, especially the conversation that kind of goes on between them. So I encourage people to watch that. Really good stuff, bloody and language, but yeah, I keep watching that scene. So, and it keeps getting to me. I won't be able to watch Black Panther. I think too, I'd want to watch the other things that I haven't seen of his more earlier in his career.
Yeah.
I just never got around to. But yeah, I'm gonna have to wait a while.
Yeah, I tried. I couldn't do it. And I don't think I've ever. I try to think back to like celebrity deaths prior, and I don't think I've ever like felt impacted by one. But like that one, I was playing Xbox. I was playing Madden, and my buddy texted me, and he told me because I wasn't on Twitter. Obviously, I'm playing video games, and I was like, "What?" So I got on Twitter, and it was the first thing I saw, and I like stopped the game, got up. I had to go upstairs and like walk around. I was pacing my house. Like I've never met Chadwick Boseman, but I think it just kind of speaks to the impact. Like you look at the characters he's played. He played Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
He played James Brown. He's the Black Panther. Like that. Like all three of those roles and more that he's done. Thurgood Marshall. He's played nothing but impactful characters who bring power to colored people, and now he's gone, right? Yeah. And we have to. Like, that's what we're going to remember him through, and I'm glad that that's left for us. but man, is it hard to try and watch a movie of his right now.
Yeah.
It's so tough.
I think it's interesting too is like you don't realize, like, and I feel like I experienced that too with Kobe Bryant. It's like, oh, he's a basketball player. I really enjoyed him watching, and then you just get the sudden news, and it's like,
Yeah,
what?
I guess Kobe was one that kind of impacted me too, but
like I
think
feel
this one
like
hit a
for
little
both
bit
of them,
harder.
like
Yeah.
you texted me both times,
Yeah.
and both times I'm like,
What?
nah, he lying. That's not true.
Yeah, you
What?
look at your phone, you're like, no.
And like you see the
You
retweets,
do the double, double
and you're
take
like,
and,
if I tweet this, am I falling for something? Is this
Right.
is this a joke? I don't want to fall for that joke. So you're like holding off a bit, and then like you kind of have to sit through like, oh, this is real,
yeah.
and it's really sad.
You worked through your 5 stages of grief
Yeah.
in a matter of seconds.
Well, and to speak to Tyler, your word on impact and how, this we often feel we are often impacted by celebrities, the deaths of celebrities, even when we don't know them. But this one, I think we have a little more evidence, like in terms of just how impactful he was. The tweet from his account is the most liked tweet on Twitter, and that was, as of like last night, it was at like 5 point something million, and the next closest was at like 4. And tonight, as of this recording, it's at 7.5 million likes, which again is more of a acknowledge, like it's not liking
Right,
the
no,
news.
no,
It's
you're
but it's
acknowledging that.
acknowledging that like this is affecting me. And just to see so many of the positive stories coming out on Twitter from people who did interact with him, from his co-stars to the people he inspired, the kids.
I love seeing the kids dress up as Black
dressing up as
Panther.
Black Panther. It just brings tears to my eyes. And I don't know if we will, but I certainly hope that we have, other people who will come in and take up that mantle of responsibility of being the voice to the people who haven't had voices. So, rest in peace, Chadwick. We miss you. And yeah, it's going to be... I told you guys, the night, the 28th, whatever day that was, Friday.
Jackie Robinson Day?
Yeah. Like, we were in the middle of watching What We Do in the Shadows, which is, like, such a... It almost made the news, like, we had to kind of, like, pause and gather ourselves, but it made the night bearable because we could still kind of have fun. But then after we kind of finished, I played a little Apex, and then I turned on the movie, put in my headphones, and fell asleep listening to Black Panther. And that's the only way I could do it. I knew if I was gonna stay up when T'Challa visits his dad in the afterlife, and he's like, "I've got more to do," that would break me. It's breaking me just thinking about it right now.
I feel like the thing I thought of, like, just from all those movies, that makes me wonder if people, like, he knew I imagine, like, directors might have known what was going on, but he's the first person you see in Endgame when everybody comes back.
Yeah.
And it, like, makes me think, was like, that is gonna just be so impactful every time we watch Endgame now.
Yeah.
To see him be like, yes, that dude right there. He's done a lot, not just in the movies, but in communities and around the world, and for representation and all this stuff. And, like, he deserves to be first.
Yeah.
And I never even, like, thought about it. Like,
He was in the first movie that made Denzel Washington cry. Black Panther.
and
It's awesome.
did you sent the story about how Denzel
Yeah, I cried watching that too, man.
paid for his tuition to go to
because he couldn't afford to go back to school.
Yeah.
And the more I've kind of read about that is like Denzel didn't know who he was paying for. He's just a beneficiary, and he was like, I'm gonna pay for a student who's struggling to get back to school's tuition. And Chadwick was the one who got it, and they're like, yeah, Denzel paid for it. And he like Chadwick's as a kid, and this is even crazier, like his idol was Denzel Washington. Like he wanted to be the next Denzel, and I would say he was on his way, if not already there.
Yeah.
You know, at where Denzel was in his career at this time. But Denzel and him didn't meet until the premiere of Black Panther, and Denzel was like, yeah, it made me cry. Like the movie, one, made me cry. Two, talking to Chadwick and just kind of meeting him. Yeah. He's like, it ripped my heart out in a good way. Mm-hmm. It's like, man, that's just crazy.
Yeah, I don't think we'll really ever understand how impactful that movie really is.
No. We definitely won't. But man,
yeah.
I wonder if that's why I had such a weird day, because I just knew like we had to get to talk about that tonight, and it's tough.
It is very tough. And life goes on, and we'll do our best to live up to the legacy that Chadwick has left in our own ways. Obviously, you know, it's not about trying to be the person. It's being what that person represents in your own communities and to the people around you. So, do we have any final thoughts you guys want to say before we move on to?
Please don't ask us about Black Panther 2.
Yeah, not time for that.
There will be a time.
Right now is not it.
Not tonight. Not tonight. Yeah. I don't know if we have any fan box questions. Did you guys?
I did not see any.
I didn't see any on the social medias. Not that we asked for any, but you know, sometimes people unsolicited do send us things over to our Twitter @whatthefanboy or in our email, which I don't know if that's ever actually happened. But you can email us at whatthefanboy@gmail.com.
I'm waiting for just one email to come in sometime and just be like,
that isn't from somebody trying to make beats for us?
Yeah.
Or some person trying to promote our YouTube page who clearly the link will not go to YouTube.
Yeah, no, that's spam right
there. Do you need help getting more views on SoundCloud and YouTube? No, Jackie, I don't.
Man, some of the emails we get are real out there.
Whatever.
But yeah, I have a little thing over on our Instagram story. You can go tell me if you there's a little tease for maybe something that's in the works, and you can let us know if you think neon lights are hot or not.
Maybe if you touched them.
What if it's fake neon? Like LEDs aren't very hot, but probably regular neon lights would be, because that's like a gas.
Mm-hmm. I think it'd be hot. I don't know. I've never actually touched a neon light, I think.
I haven't either. But I would imagine they're hot.
I don't know why I would. Usually way up high.
Out of reach.
Leroy mentioned that it hurts him a lot not to go back to that, but he said Black Panther's his second favorite Marvel film. It's also my second favorite Marvel film, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah. That's It started off a little higher for me, but it's up there. I mean, it's in the top, like, good to great, like, great Marvel movies, right? Like, it's in that upper echelon. It earns its spot. What a killer movie. I'm just thinking back to it now, and
dude, the first time you like go to Wakanda and you have like the score and you're watching the waterfall fight and they're hanging around up in there, and That's some good stuff.
Oh, dude.
I mean, freaking Angela Bassett,
The cast is out of the world.
Michael B.
Like,
Jordan.
some good stuff.
So
Forrest
good.
Whitaker, love that guy.
So good. Well, next week, Luke
I might be gone.
might be gone, so we will not be reviewing Tenet.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, Luke and I are seeing Tenet tomorrow.
Should be interesting. Probably the only movie I'll see in theaters for the next
Hopefully, I'll go get to see it
whenever.
later this week.
Within the 2 weeks while Luke's gone.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh yeah, my goal is to go like midweek, right after work. Try and like find some showing that doesn't have a lot of people in it.
And it's weird because I'm like, it's a Nolan movie, and honestly, I don't feel super excited.
It's
I
hard
just
to
feel,
with
I just feel
theaters the way
weird.
they are.
Yeah, I feel like that's not the movie's fault. That's more of the, for me at least, it's
current
more just the
climate.
current.
What's going on?
Like, I feel like, do I need to wear a hazmat suit to the theater? Man, that makes my viewing experience
They
way
have,
less exciting.
They have you spaced out pretty far though.
Yeah.
Like it's like I think 4 seats between people.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty big.
Still that air circulating.
Yeah.
Got that mask on. Hey, but
a
I do
Darth
sit at
Vader
work all
mask.
day, so there's people there.
Me too. Closer to people at work than I will be at the movie.
Yeah, actually, that's a
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah. Just stay safe.
At work, they got plexiglass up here, but they don't have it here. But they have it over there. I don't know what they're doing.
It's all, well, we'll get through it, and hopefully we'll all get to go see Tenet, and hopefully we enjoy it. And
Yeah, hopefully it's good.
we will maybe give some impressions next week, but we won't review it until Luke gets back.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll be back and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I don't know when I get home.
I feel like that's weird that you don't know.
Well, just
You just never know what
I don't know what
or
time
where
we'll
you
leave,
stop
what time
or-
the drive's gonna be like, what we're doing actually on Labor Day.
Okay,
I have Tuesday
okay.
off though, so I'm hyped.
Oh, well, that's dope.
I have Monday off.
Cool.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching, listening. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss the video, the live show, or so that it just pops up in your podcast feed on your phone or your computer. We really appreciate you. I know this kind of was a little bit more of a somber episode. And we'll get back to some fun stuff next week.
Mm-hmm.
Bikes.
Especially if it's just Tyler and I. It's gonna be goofy AF. So
What's AF mean?
boy.
as fun.
That's fun, yeah.
As fun.
Goofy is fun.
That's right. So we'll see you guys. Bye.